So far today's been pretty slow. It's cold, people get ready for finals. Then again, slow and steady wins the race. Once again, the big shot is just a small shot who keeps on going. So whatever field of work we're in, whether that's book distribution or corporate or teaching or you name it, it's about slow and steady wins the race. Day after day, it's like saving up for the cases of Teachings of Queen Kunti. $3.72 in the jar every day. Slow and steady wins the race. Onward we go. Just like that. He just was reading about the Bhagavad Gita in his philosophy class, and he really wanted it. It worked out. He gave what he could. So far this morning I've had a lot of people giving donations lately, and extra donations in this morning. Just like, you know what? I'm going to see what happens if I just find out who really wants the book. And he really wanted the book. And he gave what he could, and it was a bit less than the cost of the book itself. But he was very enthusiastic. And I'm realizing more and more that this service is so much about finding who will take care of these hardback books so that they'll last. Like we hear Prabhupada's books are time bombs. So really, just like as a soldier, like for example, I was reading this, my dad used to be big into World War II military history. And he got me this World War II book called Russia at War. It talked about the Russian militia and how oftentimes they would plant bombs. It was very difficult because they plant bombs in the Nazi camp, and they would have to find where could they plant bombs, time bombs, that it would stay hidden long enough for the Russian militiaman to get away, but also they wouldn't be found after some time, so they would finally go off and cause damage in the Nazi territory. So we're trying to distribute these books so that people can read them and they'll have a spiritual impact that will destroy the clutches of illusion, that will teach people how to stop being slaves to their senses, how they can wake up to the fact that they're the spirit soul, not the body. So we really got to think of where we're going to place these books, who will we let have these books. For instance, I've had people give me large donations, but they don't want the book. And usually I'll say give the book to somebody else, but sometimes I'll accept it because I can see they probably wouldn't take care of the book if they had it. Other times people really want the book. So our service is really like that too. Find out who is going to take care of these books. And it's just a journey, traveling along. Will that person take care of the books? Will that person take care of the books? Talking to people and finding out how can we get these nice hardback books taken care of. Just written a buddy of mine that I was having a really hard time on books. I told him, like, dude, I'm getting my rear end just kicked. But part of this service is sticking with it. And it's not just about sticking with it when we've been training all day long and we know that, we're going to go into the boxing ring and we're going to cream our opponent because we got, the strongest arms in the world type of deal. It's about going into the ring even when we're getting a hit left and right and there's hardly anyone to approach because it's cold out and no one wants to talk, and it's just walking into a battering ram type of thing. We got to keep on going. And my buddy just sent me some, encouragement and some tips to use. And I see this person, I'm like, I'm gonna go approach him, and I approached him. And again, it really just hammers in. We don't distribute the books, Krishna distribute these books. What I mean by that, once again, it was just so much easier. He was open to it. He practically distributed the book to himself the way he was like, yeah, show me. Yeah, I'll give a donation. It's one of those things we have to keep on hammering this service in. Just like we hear in chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita, we're not this body. And we go, oh yeah, great class, we're not this body. And then we chant some rounds, we go to a service like, yeah, I'm not this body. And later on we're like, wow, I'm really attached to my body. It's the same thing with this service. Krishna will give us an experience realizing that we're not distributing the books, he's distributing the books. And it's not our determination, but the mercy of the Vaishnavas who have kind to us, who taught us how to do this, so we can do this book distribution. But then we forget it, and we gotta experience it again, and it's a very hard lesson. But it's a very blissful service, because we're doing something slow and steady, pleasing to the Prabhupada. And Krishna takes care of us. Just a lot of times it's about Krishna will just give us a real heavy day, a hardcore day, where we don't know how to keep our heads on straight. This is a really hardcore day. I haven't had a day as hard as this. And it's weird, people aren't being angry or negative, just that so few people, and everyone's just like no interaction whatsoever. And just it's discouraging. Like a second ago, I was like, man, I don't know. How am I going to keep on doing this? I'm like, well, this is a service. This is battlefield service. We stick it out even when it's not easy, and that's where bliss comes in. We want to be Krishna's friend. None of us really like those friends when someone tells us, hey, I want to be your friend just because it's nice and it'll be good for me. No, we want friends who, they're going to be with us all the time. So the same way we want to be Krishna's friend. We got to do service, get that service mood even when it's not easy. And it's blissful even in the not easiness. Anyways, on we go.